Good day, hello, and welcome to yet another episode on Influ Market 101 right here on the hashtag Listen platform. I am your host, Hezekiah K, and today I am joined by famous person here in Kimberley. This is by a famous man's D. If you don't know this guy, then you're not from Kimberley. I'm joined by the amazing Bisi from Amandla Dança Theatro Zá.
Yes.
Yes. Bisi, how are you doing today?
I am so blessed and feeling well and good to be next to you as well.
Yes.
Thank you for the beautiful introduction. I'm doing good.
I'm so glad you're doing good, and it's been a while because
It's been a while.
inside joke, they won't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we here to discuss who BC is. What does BC do? Hoe kom is jou naam so groot? Kyk die hele Kimberley ken jou. Can you tell me and our viewers who BC is? Just the introduction.
Introduction. So BC is a guy born and bred in Kimberley, formerly known as Bisi Bangiye, and then now I'm known as Bisi Bangiye Ka Jobela. The reason being I'm using my dad's surname as well. Okay. So Bisi Bangiye Ka Jobela is an international artist, choreographer, singer, dancer, teacher, facilitator for performing arts, and and travel the world and based in Kimberley. So I keep on living and coming back to my beehive. You know, this is the hive where I always stay.
Yes, definitely. And we must come back to what we learned when we went out.
Definitely.
So tell me, you told me now that you are a theater performer, you are a singer, a dancer. So tell me, how did that start?
So back in the days, performing arts was like the thing in the Kasi. It's either you are in a cultural group in the Kasi or you are at school, you're part of the choir, or all of those. So I was one of those wild ones.
Yes.
And I remember when in primary school, I went to Zingisa Primary School, and then we were asked to either no, actually we were chosen to play cricket, and then I was forced to be in cricket, and like. And by that time, I already knew who I was, and some things were too hard for me as a boy, because it's rough, not even hard, but rough. But that time, I'm a softie, And then cricket, yeah. But I joined it, and I remember we went to the Oval, where we used to get that, those mini biscuits,
the baker's
yes,
yeah.
So we did that, the bat, the bowling, it was nice, but again, you'll find naughty boys who will hit you and on purpose, and I'm like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And then one teacher was like, no, you're too soft, you need to go to rugby. Master Duze pushed me to go to rugby, and then I tried because he was like, my physique for him was like, this is the perfect physique for rugby. But I didn't even last a day. They beat me. I'm like, what? Ik gaan weg. That's when I met Mr. Jafta, and I was part of the choir at Zingisa. And another teacher was leaving, so Mem Lambo, we had to do like a farewell performance.
Yeah.
And doing that performance on that day, that's what actually brought me into become who I am today.
Yeah.
So it started when in primary school. From there, went to high school, joined the Peace Club, choirs, and then later on I joined another marching band foundation, and then today I'm here.
And today you are the one and only Bisi that's traveling abroad.
Yes.
And like I've heard, it started since primary school, and we know that theater is very hard to do. You must have that special talent, and I know you have that special talent because I saw you and I saw the productions you do at the theater.
Yes.
And so tell me more about is it your company or your group, Amandla Dança Theatro? Tell me more about that. How did that start, and what drove you to start that? Yeah.
So Amandla Dança Theatro was formally formed in Hamburg, Germany, so international.
Yes.
How this happened, I am in Germany, I meet this guy from Brazil, his name is Guilherme Duarte, from Salvador da Bahia in Brazil, and I joined the Lion King production. So I was chosen to go and be part of the Lion King Germany.
Yeah.
So there I was, and loving Brazilian music. We would exchange dance forms, and I'm like, okay, so we have a room called Probabuna, which means the rehearsal room.
Okay.
We would go up there because we are both swings. Swings are artists that performs different things at different times.
Okay.
Say, for example, you are not gonna make it today at your show.
Yeah.
I'll stand in for you like that. So that's how my
kind
job
of like
was.
understudy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an understudy for ensemble. Like, so there's like 5 roles that you have to learn for dancers. You have to know all 5 where they stand. It's very hard. It's very
I can imagine.
So on days when everybody is there and not sick and not on holiday, would meet up, go upstairs, and then at a Probabuna to exchange the stuff.
Yeah.
So we worked together since 2009 until 2010.
Okay.
So 2010, when I was leaving the company, we have a living party where people have to come and showcase whatever they do. Okay. So on this night, we showcased what we did as throughout, where I've learned the Brazilian culture. He has learned South African culture. They now know the differences between, because they've been singing so much of Lion King songs. They didn't know the difference in the languages. And I'm like, no, this one is a Sesotho, this one is a Zulu, and in that way, that sparked something in him to say, I want to work with this person. Yeah. So in that way, on the 5th of December 2010, Amandla was officially launched, opened or formed in Germany, Hamburg. And fast forward 2012, I'm still there. I thought I would have been gone by then. I was still living in Germany in 2012. We then came up with a production called Amagu Ashe Amen, which all those words mean the same thing. After a prayer, we say Amen as a Christians, and as Africans or Xhosa, we always say Kamaku, and then in Brazil they always say Ashe. Okay. And that's also part of a culture coming back to Benin, Nigeria, the old part where they used to steal our people to turn them into slaves. Yes. So Amandla then was formed there. It was a dance company. We had 5 dancers, 4 from Brazil, and myself as a South African. We had 2 percussionists from Brazil. We had 1 singer, Mamsi, may her soul rest in peace. She was South African, and so everything that came together, we were like, we have to do an African diaspora project, and then boom, I came and I lived in Brazil for some time, came home. And then Mkhululi Mabija, my business partner, was in New York by that time, also learning some other stuff, not knowing that, we were doing almost the same thing. He was also learning some Caribbean stuff in New York, and also while he's still studying. And then we came back to Kimberley 2014. When his grandmother passed on, he came home. I came home because of, I was just tired of some things. Because you know how it is when being a foreigner in a country, it becomes a problem and sometimes, and they get treated very differently. So then went to schools, because before that I'm passionate about education. And this was a struggle as well in schools where they don't know anything about creative arts. What is this? What's going on? Who can help? Then that's how me and Kululi went into the schools. Amandla was now partnering with other people like Hands On, Khaleshwe Theatre Organization, to make up this dream come true. And later on, after a small funding we got from NAC, our first show was created, Emma Tongeni. That's when everything just became what it is today. I mean, we are an after-school program. We teach young members how to sing, dance, act, and not forgetting the education part as well. How to speak well, how to write, how to read, memorizing, all of these things. So today, Amandla Dança Theatro is what it is. Thanks also to COVID-19, because we were sort of pushed to start a professional company. Because what we've seen recently, it's our professionals that we've trained over the years. And today they are what they are on that stage.
And what I can say about Amandla is you guys are so talented, because I attended the Sense
Fruits on the Sand.
Loses in the Sands now the other day, and it was so amazing because I usually don't attend theater productions, and it was a different experience for me to see that, and I enjoyed it so much. Can you tell me the meaning behind, and our viewers, the meaning behind
the latest show?
production? Yeah.
So the latest show, it is originally written by Mr. Moagi Modise,
Okay.
also very legendary in the theater space. He has done TV productions and also came back home to form Khaleshwe Theater Organization. So Clues on the Sand was written by Moagi Modise. I met Moagi Modise in 2015. When I was approached, I was like, okay. So the business partner also, Nkululeko Gozo, used to be my senior at school. It's like, hey, we know BC has come back and he's traveled the world. Let's try this person as a choreographer. And then I'm like, okay, I didn't know people are also looking and watching out there. Then I was approached to be told that we're going to be traveling to the Kalahari to go and research on the killings of the Bushmen in the Kalahari. And I was like, yo, going to the field, it's going to be another thing. And it's a different field from what, you know, I'm thinking about snakes and
all these funny creatures.
Yo, creepy crawlies, it starts too much for me.
Yeah.
So then we went to the Kalahari, researched, we lived there for 2 weeks with the Komani San people. We got the stories in, we were like shooting the videos, taking audios, traveling in the community to see how they dance, how they communicate with each other. So we then came back. I went to Johannesburg to go perform in a pantomime. Every year there's a pantomime in Johannesburg. So it was the first time doing this one. My friend Paul Mujaji invited me and said, you know what? Someone has tapped out of the production. They're looking for someone. And maybe you could, if you want to, you could be you. I'm like, definitely. So did their show, came back home 2016, because that whole thing starts from October to December.
Okay.
So in January, came back home. We started our production with Mr. Moagi. We went to Warrington to go and workshop the people, see who we want, and I know we had headhunting to see who could be doing the show. Then we found actors who not really could sing or dance, and we found dancers who could not really dance. I mean, sing or act, vice versa. But we made sure that this whole thing is gonna be like a mix of theater, which is acting, singing, and dancing, and obviously live music. We found a guy by the name of McKenna from Johannesburg. He was playing kora instrument. I don't know if you know kora. It's like this huge calabash with strings. It looks like almost like a violin, but it's an African violin.
Okay.
And it also African harp. Yeah, So then we worked on this production. It became a good one. We performed it at Maibuye before it went to the National Arts Festival in 2016. So fast forward 2022, the show comes back. We now have to recast. Now we're taking other people. So that's where now Amandla now is fully fledged.
Yeah.
And then we take few of Amandla members, some collaborators, which are freelancers as well. Amazing show happened at the Northern Cape Theatre. We changed in the previous one. We had Sello, which was also is one of a good famous actors, but now passed on. Replaced by Jackson Shuping, who also a legendary in Kimberley, and Bonolo and Deu played it beautifully, and the cast grew, and now the one that you just saw now, we were taking the dance part only because of we were going to a dance festival called Dance Pages, brought to us by Maibuya Dance Academy. So in that way, to make sense, we had to put some text back into it, change the story a little bit. The narrator would speak Setswana, speaking about Andres, and which is the brother-in-law, the sister Omasana. And now this lady is Omasina. Okay. So in the original show, the two, Omasana and Omandris, will be the ones telling us how all these things happen. But in this one, we had to make a cousin because there's no men. Yeah, there was no time for us to cast a man, and it's a long process to really make these people to come alive on that stage. So basically, it's about also the killings of the Bushmans in the
Yeah.
Kalahari. It was really sad, and these are stories that are not told all the time.
Yes.
And I mean, who would just say, "Come, hardklop," and as they hardklop, you start shooting. Who does that? They were really horrible, But of course, for the stories to make sense, we tell them through music. Which some of the music, the music that you heard was original from Amandla, and then also we had to play some other music that from original production before. But obviously we're using a different instrument. We were using trumpets, French horns, xylophone, and percussion. Yeah. Basically that's what it is.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad.
Because there's a lot of untold stories that we don't get to see.
Of course.
And I'm so glad Amanda.
No, that's normal. I've only seen on the thing. I'm like, who's Amanda? We are Amanda. Yes.
Sorry. And I'm so glad Amanda is showcasing that to us, the untold stories that we don't get to see. So now moving on, Bisi, I want to go to the business side of Amandla.
Yes.
So can you take me through that? Do you guys make money? Are you rich?
Money. I wish. I'm rich with my talents and all that, but financially we are struggling. It is a struggle for a lot of artists in the Northern Cape. And at this moment, I will talk about ourselves because sometimes people are like, but you never mentioned so and so. And I also hate this border, like we've been saying borders, but we keep on bringing borders. It's like, now we have 5 regions. It is Francis Bart, it is Namakwa, it is 1, 2, 3. Those are borders because of at the end of the day you're going to be saying, I'm giving you 1, 2, 3, and then someone will say, but you didn't give that to so and so. But I'm like, no, I'm the one working. Can you just focus on what I'm doing? Don't ask me about the next person because already I'm working with more than 50 something people. So I'm also looking after certain people. My cast members always like 38 people, including myself as a choreographer and Kululi as a director. And we find within ourselves the main person to do music will be Stone Ignatius Pekasha, And it's like borders. That's why our theme about Amandla is about celebrating Africa with no borders. So coming back to the thing about money. Passion is driving us. At times, it's passion that doesn't pay bills because our cast members will be like, people loved us. So we did amazingly. What's the health? So, for example, I give you a typical example. When every year we go to Makanda, which is they host a National Arts Festival every year. For 50 years, they've been doing amazing. And we would go there. We first have to beg to be really helped by our department because when we knock at the other departments, we are told, go back to your department. There's another thing again. Before, they never used to have the borders. It's always this thing of blocking things. I mean, I remember whenever tourism wants to do something, they will include the artists to convey the message for tourism or for health or for whatever. What happened to that? There's no longer such things anymore, And then so we make money because of you as a girl. You have a function and like I'm having a listen event. Could you please come through as Amandla? Definitely there I won't be taking 38 people, of course. 38 includes creatives, cast, musicians, and crew. I don't need a crew to go to your production. So it will be like 20 people at least, or 20 something people, because we do need to have those 5 dancers, those 4 singers or 6 singers, 8 to 9 musicians, for everything to make sense. In that way, with your 10,000 rand, we have to share that 10,000 rand amongst 20 something people. So tell me, how do we make money then with that? Number 2, we are trying to push for an industry, but the industry is also needs investors. It needs private sector. We go to the private sector. We are told that no, our focus this year is not arts. We have to look at into tourism because the government is the one that tells them this year focus on this, focus on education, focus on 1, 2, 3. But we are also education. I mean, this is in a different way. We are education, and again, another problem that we have is into education, we're supposed to maybe at least have a gig from Department of Education to say, okay, you guys are qualified people, you are experienced, do come through to our schools. Here is a stipend for 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
In that way, the passion of doing things outside the school will continue,
Exactly.
and we still get the money. And we know every month we are getting paid, but where is that happening? We have to go to and knock at your door as Ezekiel. Please fund 1, 2, 3, and the funding will be like first for 4 months.
Yeah.
We've got 12 months, and you just want to work for 4 months. It doesn't make sense for us. So basically, we do not make money, but we do amazing things, educational, and when that happens, they'll say we say you are a member at Amandla and you were a naughty boy, and some 2 or 3 people out of 10 will say, since Ezekiel has joined Amandla Dança Theatro, he has changed.
Yeah.
But then comes your family who is ignorant about what Amanda does or something like Amanda does in the Kasi or anywhere you are. They'll be saying, oh, make to slum, make to D, make to die, forgetting that who's actually helping, because them as parents, they're not helping their kids, and they're hiding away from all of these things. Sometimes we need to tell the truth.
Exactly.
So to tell the truth, we are not making money. We would struggle. My thing is every year. The only time I would be knocking at the doors of DSEC, it is between April and July, because I'm going to Makanda. Every year we're taking shows there. They're like, no, but why can't you do your own things in the Northern Cape? We were at the dance pages the other day. Do you think people came? All those are saying, do your own thing. None of them were there. None of them were there. So now we're trying to put ourselves into a national platform so that we can be seen and celebrated by people out there. Because at home, nobody cares about us. I don't want to mention names, but nobody cares about us. We have to always beg for assistance. We will go to Makanda, get hungry for 8 days, not eating. And then we're only going to get money when we come back. What is that? And the money, when I'm talking about money, it's like talking about 100 rand or 150 to eat a day.
Yeah.
You are away from home. You can't cook. So obviously some things are going to be expensive for you to be there. Do you understand? So then this year, we are top of the continent, because this festival is one of the biggest festivals in the continent.
Yeah.
A group from Namakwa, Nama Productions, Namakwa Productions, won an award.
Yes.
A Standard Bank Gold Ovation Award from Namakwa. From Francis Bart, now I'm giving them because people want these borders.
The borders.
So I'm going to mention the borders. In Francis Bart, we got the Standard Bank of Gold Ovation Award as well from Mwana Wamvula. And this show has been performed several times, and we've been winning awards internationally as well.
Yeah.
What does that place us at home? We get there, we get here, we are done. There's no, we have to have a party. We also want to be welcomed at the bus stop or airport or wherever. Like now, recently, soon, 40 girls are coming from all over the world, coming from Miss Universe.
Yeah.
Who's going to welcome them? Amandla's going to be there to make sure that we give them international amazing performance, So basically, ons maak nie geld nie. Ek is maar net mooi.
And that is actually a sad thing, because people are actually supposed to really, really, really invest in you guys, because julle doen regtig net 'n amazing job.
Thank you so much.
As baie said, veral as jy nie geld maak nie, because people need to eat. People need to get paid.
Definitely.
Those dances, when you travel, they need to have
proper stuff,
food,
sleep properly, because of if you don't sleep well at home already, I can see it. Imagine them that they have to wake up the following day, warm up and perform on that stage and give 100% and represent the province.
Yeah.
When we go out there, we are Amandla, but what is flying more on people's heads? The name of the province.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which means, where are they from?
Yeah.
No, they're from the Northern Cape. And what does Donald Cape do for us?
Nothing. Nothing.
I'm one person. I don't want to zabalaza. I don't want to be like, you must give me jazz.
Yeah.
No, I went to school to go study to make sure that your community is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all about singing praises for me. Like, when people are saying to me, you are so hot, you are doing 1, 2, 3. And for me, I become that very shy because I'm not used to be given all these flowers. Because people see the garden is amazing.
Yes.
We are the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
But like Sergio, the message next one. Yeah, nah. Yeah, man.
Hoe busy laat jy met jou so lekker. Ja, nee, en hulle spyt, hulle kan
No,
still
man.
rug shame.
I mean, I remember back in the days when I was approached I went to this company to go look for sponsorship. It was at SAB.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? F this, I'm going to that place. I know we're working with kids and alcohol, but I'm like, yes, it's good to tell them. We're telling their children not to drink because.
Yeah.
So now, what are you gonna do about this? No, what do you want? No, we need instruments.
Yeah.
Where's your funding? I mean, your proposal. And then they read there. They see Bisi Bangiye, dancer, what. They're like, hey man, we can actually use you. We have a project.
Yeah.
It's a TV program. I'm like, TV, yes, bring it. And then I got to be a mentor for this young girl from Zastron in the Free State. You're going to be a mentor for this girl. It will be like as if you are from the Free State.
Yeah.
So, okay, fast forward, the show happens. I'm with DJ's Boo on the show. It's called Feature Leaders, SABC 1. Every evening, everybody's glued up on their screen to watch this thing. And then we got help because of that funding proposal.
Yeah.
This Patience Slasho, I love this woman, pushed for us to get this gig. And instruments were bought. Till today, we're still using the instruments.
Yeah.
But they're getting old now. And who is out there to really help us to make this thing work, And we had people trying to block Amandla for things not to happen. But blocking Amandla, actually blocking BC is blocking Amandla.
Yeah.
So they would want to always, I'm fighting every day, every evening, believe me, on Zbatley. You will come to me and be like, to my people behind my back, I train these people.
Yeah.
We work hard together. There are music guys who are also training the musicians.
Yeah.
Find you as Ezekiel coming to my people and be like, I want you to come and dance for me.
Coach.
I want you to come and do this for me. VSJ to come and steal
because
what we've worked hard for.
I didn't put in the hard work.
Exactly. So now you just want to see this. Some people just want to see
the garden bloom.
Yes, boom, come. And then I'm like, you know what? It's not easy to win those awards at national level.
Yeah.
Many performances out there are working very hard. As Amandla, like you said, we are also a very unique, Gautengers and Cape Townians and whatever not. When they see Amandla, they're like, but how do you guys do it?
Yeah.
Because you know what? There's one thing, Mudimu, God.
Yes.
And not forgetting our ancestors because of we are African. And I'm also gonna mention that our ancestors are also looking after for us. You know what I mean? So you can't touch this. You cannot break this. You can make a scanner, you can do whatever. I will never break. They always ask, how do you make it? I'm like, I kneel down, I pray. And Uchi or Kamata will answer me.
Yes.
So, honey, I can write a book about all of this whole thing. We're going through a lot. It's not just glimpse and glance when people think, oh my God, look at you guys. You are beautiful. I fight with my dancers. I fight with my musicians. Time management is very important. It's a problem, So every time they're like, "Ooh, Bisi is gonna scale me here," and then you'll find them trying to be like really trying to be. I'm like, no. There's no need for you to be offensive or defensive because you need to respect time.
Yes.
You need to respect yourself.
Yeah.
You have to warm up.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you will stay fit. You can't go gallivanting the whole weekend and expect to be amazing on that stage.
It will never happen. It will never happen.
So, on a positive side as well about our province, the people do love our shows. They do come, they support. sometimes we are the only theatre production that fills up the Northern Cape Theatre. At a minimum fee.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time when we were there, we like 25 rand a ticket.
That's very cheap.
Cheap. So that's we want people to have access to these things, so that when they get used to it, we do what? We then up and up and up. Because we are now competing with alcohol.
Yeah.
If my show doesn't have a piano artist and no alcohol, people don't come. But then you came the other day.
Yeah.
Most of you were sober.
Yes.
You watched with a sober mind.
Yeah.
You left this theater with a heart filled with stories, because we tell stories.
Yeah.
We tell real stories. You were inspired and be like, oh my God, this happened. I didn't know, because we only hear about apartheid, which was also one of the baddest things that happened to South Africa. But what about the other stories? The untold stories of that child in Rodapan, of that child in Galeshewe, if just mention a few spaces. But yeah.
And coming back to the whole theater production thing, I had a conversation with movie director and writer Eric Koch.
Yeah, Eric. I know Eric.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, it's so tough out here because the Northern Cape is overlooked when it comes to these type of things.
Yes.
And he also said that when it comes to finding it's a struggle because people only want to see the bigger picture.
Of course.
When you come with your proposal and they say, man, not this. But when the thing hits big, then they want to acknowledge you.
They give us this much. Like we say, okay, the production costs, say, the Munster 500,000, right? Each performer, we should give at least 10,000 after 3 or 4 performances, 5 to be maximum. Because in Makanda, we perform 5 performances. Yeah. So then the funding comes, because we tell them what we've applied. Because I'm very open when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
And we've applied for 1, 2, 3. It's this much, and then the funding comes. They assume it's that one. Like luckily, some of the funders, they give the figures to say Ezekiel gets 5 rand, Amandla gets 2 rand. Now they don't understand. When you get that 2 rand, you have to have. It's not only about them performing.
Yeah.
It's about also how you look. Costumes are very expensive and important. We need our costumes on that stage. And it has to go with the theme of the production. You can't just put people in jeans, but you're talking about Sangoma. You can't put someone in a miniskirt, but you're talking about a pastor. Like a typical, we have to be typical sometimes, okay, a pastor wears a long robe and whatever, or a suit or whatever. But maybe this suit will be, if it's an evil pastor, we put maybe horns, or I don't know if it's evil, something to make up this whole thing. For you, when you leave, picture-wise, you don't forget what you've seen.
Yes.
So that 2 rand will stretch to payments for them, transport, how they get to some spot. And I know that the background of my people, we have to get food as well. It's a lot. And people just think, they just see the final production. They don't know what the hell we went through.
In the background.
It's very tough. I know Eric has done also amazing work as well. It's also time to, it's about time to also, we need to, I support everybody.
Yeah.
Even if I'll I'll push that share button, I share your stuff. But some people are not doing that. They think by sharing BC stuff, I'm making BC famous. No, honey, I'm already famous. It's already written out there. If I have to now blow my own horn, I am famous, I am amazing, I am gorgeous, and I'm talented.
Yes.
I'm enough. I know I deserve what I ask from people. It might sound as if now I'm arrogant, but if you help me, your money is worth of.
Yeah.
So we need to really support each other.
We must.
I mean, you are guys calling us to your podcast. We are, because we follow you guys. You follow us. That's why we are here. And same goes to the other podcasts.
Exactly.
So we really have to be there for each other.
Yeah.
So
and that's what we like in Kimberley.
There's no support for each other.
Do say
So and so mag mina good hyena mag me naru
I can't even follow
just feminine for dimension. I'm like, what is this, people?
Yeah.
You will never die. You know, when we go to Makanda every time we become, it's like 6 productions. And during the year, I was like, we don't like each other. And then come Makanda.
You become one.
Before we leave. And then somehow Jiggy Jiggy Ezekiel becomes evil. While we are busy trying to put this thing nice together, you become evil to us. We get to Makanda, Chila, it becomes this and this, so and so did 1, 2, 3. I'm like, guys, like this year, we were not in Makanda, myself and Mkululi, we were in Russia when our group was in Makanda. Things happened there, and some things were also lies about our people, and there was no support for each other. And I'm like, these ones are trying to figure out, okay, Amandla got a blue badge. So before you get these big awards, we go through some series of panels, like, you know, then we get blue badge. Blue badge is like, okay, you've won an award. This is to attract people to come and watch this show before it ends. Then later on, when everything is finished, they put all these blue badges together. They discuss in the panel of judges. What do you think? This one belongs, no, this one falls out. They just get the blue badge. There's no other thing. For bronze, what do you think? Here, blah, 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 blah. For silver, for gold, you know, it becomes that whole thing. So I think they were trying to sabotage those moments. But God came through.
And when
I was in Russia, I remember waking up to a WhatsApp with an award and whatnot and whatnot. I screamed. People are thinking, what is happening in that hotel room? We've won! And, you know, because we were like, how many? 5 people coming from the Northern Cape. We went to Russia, and there we're going, and it's like, what are you going? What are you doing there? There's war and everything. And then they did amazing in Makanda. So people must just support each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of the mark, you know.
Those African factors of Makar and Kimberley.
Yes, Kimberley is full of, actually, Northern Cape in general is full of present Down syndrome.
I think it's because it's so small.
We are a vast province. We are the biggest province. And because people think, it's the Bundus, everything is like that.
Like this.
We are unique. We've got amazing accents. We've got amazing cultures happening here. It is just that we are seen as primitive and all the time. It's like, but then with that, we show them, okay, because the people, back in the days, the people asked, so where in Soweto is Kimberley? I'm like, no, Soweto is a township in Gauteng, Johannesburg, close to Johannesburg. We are from the other side. You know, where you find diamonds, even though we don't have the diamonds with us. No, I'm from England. Oh, one of the diamonds are on her crown.
On my Lisa's crown.
So we always have to like just tell people where is Khalishire, where is Radapan, where is Greenpoint, or you know, you name it, and for them to really respect us. But it starts at home. If we can only love each other, support each other. I mean, I'm not getting paid for training your child to be a smart person. I mean, when I say I'm talking on behalf of my team. We work so hard. And nowadays the kids, they have like a short span of thing, you know. It's like those TikTok type moments. You dance for 2 seconds and that's it.
Finish.
But education is not like that. We need to really sit down, show them how, you know, some of them can't read. We need to go back to the days of Miss Tina Jumat, may her soul rest in peace. They did so well back in the days, you know. That whole cabinet, Tina Jumat, Mama Koniso Pasengwe, you know, to name the few. We really had it good around that time. So if people can just come together, love each other, support each other, I'm telling you, we could be the beautiful New York. You know, the beautiful Manhattan. Kimberley could be like that. Khalishire could be like that.
Definitely.
Namaqualand can be like that. Springbok, Uppington, you name it.
Bisi, do you have any last words that you want to give to our viewers, or what a motivation to me or to our viewers?
Respect yourself. Love yourself. Be proud of what you've achieved. I was attending a workshop the other day about branding, and we are brands where we are right now. You are wearing a Listen t-shirt,
Yeah.
and you're sitting with BCB Creations, you
Yes.
know, and I'm like, I'm a brand. You must talk highly about yourself.
Yeah.
Because at home, when we do that, they brag. So if it's bragging, brag.
Yeah.
I am Bisi Bangiye Ka Jobela, internationally acclaimed dancer, singer, actor, choreographer, and multi-award winning CEO for Amandla Dança Theatro.
Thank you so much, BC.
Thank you for
That
having
was
me.
a nice outro. Thank you so much for joining us here on
Thank
Hashtag
you.
Listen. We truly appreciate it. I had a great conversation with you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
joining
having
us.
me.
And that's right, guys. We've come to the end of this episode with the international Mr. BC. Bye, dankie dat julle gekyk het. Please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media channels, pages. That is Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, you name it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Bisi Bangiye Ka, signing out.